Stoners Saying Things.
Cockcast. And this this extravagant cockcast is led by me. I'm Derek Barris, aka 50 Funny Names of maybe you know me, maybe you don't. I hope you don't. And to the left of me, I got Skate Edson, aka LA Shenanigans.
Yeah.
And he is the keeper of the esoteric knowledge on this podcast here. And then to the right of me, I have Joe Buddy and mine, the Mass Cannabis Chef extraordinaire, the fact checker and ass wrecker of this crew. So,
ass wrecker extraordinaire. How about your boy?
Apparently,
that's what they say.
The very mic that we're recording into right now was used in porn.
Many porns.
This man to the right had used.
It's recorded some bums.
He is the ass master, an ass crasher, an ass slapper, and this mic has been used professionally. Made some money off of.
Oh, plenty. This mic's paid for itself, all right.
Fornication
paid
payments.
for itself.
Paid by fornication.
Slut it's a beautiful thing. That's why all these kids got to record for free. I didn't pay for it.
Slut
so
slavery.
Everybody who's recorded with Joe needs to thank his dick, really, essentially, because now we all get to record for free. So Hodgepodge Lodge Cast is basically just us. I'm bullshitting because we always are bullshitting constantly, and I've had a bunch of people tell me that I should do a podcast or some shit. So
do a cockcast.
I'm doing a cockcast right here, and the subject today we figured we'd kick it off with. A subject that I came up with. I actually kind of coined it last November, and that term that we're going to be talking about today is the examination of the Stockholm Society, because I feel like that's what our culture, has become. That's what the atmosphere in this country has become. And I was going to preface this with. I'm not anything but a fucking schmuck who's done lots of comedy rap, and, I have no fucking political science insight or any shit like that. I don't think any of us technically have any degree, so, fucking, get off here.
We have watched a lot of YouTube.
Yes, and I've read a book. I've read one book.
Oh, no.
The first page and the last page, so I pretty much got it all.
I've read a lot of books as well, though.
No, yeah,
but yeah.
We're not trying to front like we're,
no
historians.
Yeah.
I'm no scholar. I cook food.
That's
it's really, really, really good food, but I cook food.
Yeah. I grow weed and, write songs about jerking off, and, Nate has sigils, but that's a whole other, we'll get into that.
Nate holds satyrs and things of that nature and prays to, the dark gods. And
so, the examination of the Stockholm...
of that nature.
Examination of the Stockholm Syndrome Society... Basically, let's look at what is Stockholm Syndrome. Its definition is feelings of trust or affection felt in certain cases of kidnapping or hostage taking by a victim towards their captor. And so I felt like after fucking November 2016, and to be completely honest, and I know Nate, you'll agree with me too when I say this shit. It's been going on for a long time, but it was one. I guess it's technology.
Honestly, I hate to be cliche, but September 11th, even 2001, obviously.
That's definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Kicked off a ton of shit. With.
At least a ton of shit where the public found out about it.
Exactly. Well, not only that,
where the public could easily see that something. But
it was more
not
overt.
Right.
The Patriot Act, blah blah blah.
So the American flags, the propaganda. I was talking about this the other day.
The propaganda. I remember all that.
Yeah, pre 9/11, there was flags sometime somewhere. You know what I mean? If it was relevant, but not everywhere all the time.
If you have anything negative to say about veterans or the army or anything of that nature, you will be castrated, you know what I mean, by anyone in the public
These days,
eye.
Oh yeah.
It's true. And this is in a day when it's strange. That's why I say it's like Stockholm Syndrome, because we know, it's like we talk about it constantly, about the opioid crisis, and we know that the military has a hand in providing
drugs
and assisting and aiding this.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like
Been like that for years.
CIA
and yet people will fucking talk like
they sell drugs to fund armies to run wars, you know what I mean?
and then people love and will be like, but don't talk shit about it. You're crazy if you're talking about the military industrial complex that we're like talking about anytime, anytime and every time.
However, now it's a blatant fact. Like, people know this, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if you don't,
I'll even say, I'll say it like this: the RFID chip. That was something I read, and you guys know what that shit is, right? I remember reading it in Behold a Pale Horse back in 2003 or 4 is when I first got a copy of it, and that was back when I was just rocking a hoodie and being looked at like a fucking. I mean, I am kind of crazy, but just looking at like ostracized because it wasn't the norm, and that's the question that I ask myself a lot, like the advent of all this social media, like it's like a double-edged sword because
a blessing and a curse.
Yeah, because I think it's led to more disinformation, so then more subjugation of people, like as a whole, because they take all this disinformation, like the government they'll take it as face value.
They take it literal.
So I'll buy up all this propaganda, and there's no way we could ever oppose these omnipresent. Fucking...
Like, there's absolutely no hope.
No hope, exactly. Yeah. And so
to be fair, there is.
There is.
Really much hope,
but there is.
There is some.
There is some.
Minor hopes.
Minor hopes. And that's where my man's got the Stockholm, okay? So my man to the right was born in Stockholm. You guys can't see him through
I don't know
but he
why,
is white as fuck.
Reason,
he looks like he could be from Stockholm.
For some reason, we seem to be blessed. We was always questioning everything, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I can remember literally being in whatever Sunday school. Like, I'm a confirmed Catholic, sadly. I feel like they have my soul and I want it back. Like, I want to reclaim
this
dominion.
podcast has to end. We're with the enemy right now.
I know, right? But anyways,
the Vatican.
While I was there, I used to ask the priests mad questions, and they always hated that shit. And everything like that is always about blind faith.
Oh, totally.
Government, religion, blind faith. Why is it like that? Why did this happen? Why is this? Don't ask those questions. Just shut the fuck up. Work. Make your little money. Fucking get high. Watch television. And don't give us any.
That's what the priest told you?
No.
Yeah.
Fuck! I would have went to church. I think I did go to church.
But that's what they basically are saying.
No, without a doubt. Yeah,
compliance.
Yeah.
Blind faith for all around.
Mm-hmm. Blind faith to the.
But I was never. I always was like, for some reason, authority just pissed me off. Always.
No, I feel you, man. I have that disposition. It kind of has held me back in certain regards.
It's held me back a ton, bro.
Yeah, because whenever I've gotten like, this guy, we may or may not have felons in the room.
I don't know. No felons.
No. Technically, I do every day, I grow marijuana for a living.
It's not a felony.
Yeah.
I don't know. Actually, cultivation probably.
I say, what are you talking about?
Probably a federal felony.
Just misdemeanors. A little something.
We're gravy though, because we're in Massachusetts, motherfucker.
Nah.
Shout out Massachusetts.
That's what I'm saying.
That's right.
Shout out.
Yeah,
the Hodgepodge Lodge. So, Nate, you know a good deal of propaganda, the history of propaganda. You feel like
Nate's a proprietor of propaganda.
He is a proprietor of propaganda.
I love symbols.
So, so what symbolism you feel is most prevalent today? What is causing these people to have this general trust in a very willingly, unknowingly, untrustful government? Why do people have this blind faith? Do you think? Is it human nature? Is it an inherent thing? Because is it something you think that was seen all throughout not nature?
Here's the
Maybe
thing.
it is in nature.
Well, no, the governments throw symbols at us, left and right, all over history, and fuck.
So, like in modern times, what symbolism do you feel like people not even realizing?
What I'm trying to say is that there's so many different aspects to it. There's Hollywood propaganda, there's There's actual symbols that we see every day, just, you know, symbols on the dollar bill, symbols on money, shit like that. Pyramids, the all-seeing eye, stupid shit like that. But
so, like,
not only that. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna ask. Like, I was gonna bring up something everybody's talking about, like this whole Kanye West, Donald Trump bullshit. Do you think that's some kind of? I was just gonna say, is that a byproduct of capitalism, or is it like some greater,
He's
you know,
trying
celebrity?
To get his name out there.
Yeah, no. What I think it is,
and none of them sold shit.
So
he
listen,
wants to sell an album.
He's just trolling.
He's broke.
No. So what happened is he was on Charlemagne, right?
Okay.
And he's supposedly trying to sell mansions now and be some fucking real estate guy.
Kanye West?
Kanye, yes.
He's trying to be Donald Trump?
So, yeah, pretty much.
Isn't that what Donald Trump did? He started with? Okay,
yes.
all right, okay.
And now Kanye thinks he's going to be the real estate
right?
god. Whatever. The reason he supports Trump is because nobody thought he could do it. He was the underdog coming up. And he thinks that it was like, he thought it was funny how it was like a big fuck you to the Democrats and like, ha ha ha, that shit was kind of funny. Yeah. What he doesn't realize is how he's literally fucking like reducing taxes for all these corporations and the 1%, like lining the pockets of billionaires and robbing the fucking poor. You know what I'm saying? He does bad business. He fucking has dealt with terrorists and Russian gangsters and all types of motherfuckers.
Kanye West?
Trump.
I know.
You know what I mean?
That's
Kanye's out there.
Yo, that's yeah.
And like
he's
Kanye,
absolutely
he don't
horrible.
know.
Yeah, he's the personification of
the
everything.
guy has mental health issues clearly.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm gonna ride this drama wave and just like announce my next tour, or like, you know, he just got out the nut house, fucking literally. And now
Kanye?
Yeah, maybe not just, but he was, you know, hospitalized. He had to take a hiatus. He hasn't.
Oh, shit.
That Charlemagne interview, I think, was his first, like, public appearance in a while, or at least interview in a while. Have you seen him on the news?
No,
on TMZ?
no. He's definitely fallen off. So that's why it's weird how
he has problems now. He's all juiced up on these happy meds, and he's fucking. Exactly, he's.
I did see him get all swole on the
Nice.
antidepressants.
You know,
and that definitely leads into it. How people just buy.
So now he's just a whitewashed robot. Like, man, I want to sell real estate. I'm gonna be the best at it, and it's all love, baby. You know what I'm saying? Like,
see, I can't tell if it's real or not. I can't. You know.
What I think it is he is just brainwashed enough to believe it. He's like the Manchurian Candidate guy. They have him by the fucking balls.
Okay, now
all these Hollywood fucks are.
So that's, I guess
they think they're, all these Hollywood rappers and all these people think they're doing this of their own free will, but they're playing right into these people's hands by rapping about drugs and money. They worship money and they worship drugs.
So they're helping subjugate the whole society
and
to the
culture,
government and the culture,
and
they think it's just being like ahead of the curve,
they're
making a buck.
I'm rapping about, and I'm you know, exactly. I'm making a buck, and I'm just rapping about what I live.
And you know what?
They are.
It goes to
they
all.
are,
it goes
but they're
to
playing right into.
Do you
their
think
hands.
it goes to like, you know?
And I hate to say that because I love Migos and trap rap and
do you
all that
think that it
Gucci.
also extends, you know, because everybody always goes that, including us when we self-analyze ourselves, you think it goes to the right too? You think there's like the country music kind of plays to that ignorance as well, and that like some of these artists may not necessarily even believe some of like the, you know what I mean, the ideals, and it's like, you know, that because that shit objectifies women probably even more if you really actually like look at it. You know what I mean?
It's all Luciferian. It's all Luciferian.
I bring that bullshit up.
You know what I'm saying?
So you're saying like every like if it's reaching the masses, necessarily 9 times out of 10, if it's being pushed, you know, a lot, it's not like the songs, because that's the big thing that people don't understand.
It's not
they think
wholesome family value ideals.
It's literally spread your butthole.
Yeah,
and fucking,
exactly.
You know, when I
live with no karmic repercussions.
2015, when I was living in Fields Corner, Dorchester, Massachusetts, if this gets beyond Mass.
And people live by this shit.
Yeah,
you know?
People remember I got into Fetty Wap for a couple of months because it was blasting everywhere. Kids just dancing to Trap Queen, and that shit blew my mind. It really did.
And that's the popular culture.
Yeah, that's accepted. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that wasn't accepted when we were kids.
And here's the thing, I make some, like, you know, I didn't really introduce it because I didn't want to be lame, but, you know, I'm in a goddamn group, you know, called Weird Die Young. We make songs about jerking off and rim jobs and mummies, but we have a time and a place for it, and we never, you know, I sound so fucking conservative now that I'm older, but
I know.
But it's like,
the fact of the matter,
it's not on the radio.
And
I wouldn't even want to play, we've played Small Ages shows, and then I've seen how, like, you know, it's not like there's a time and a place in our place. I understood why certain artists that I loved as a kid growing up only played 18-plus shows, because then I became an artist doing fucked up things, and I don't want to fucking see
warp
that, you know, warp.
Like
I know they're getting fucked up enough behind closed doors, probably fucked behind closed doors.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's a horrible world. I don't need to contribute that shit that much. But if you get older and you need to relate to it,
really, what it's all coming,
you know. Well, go.
What it's all coming from is the church.
Oh, definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It comes from the church, the Vatican. I'm talking Rome. You know what I'm saying?
The money pit.
Yes.
Well, not the money pit, the money fucking vault.
Oh,
it is, though.
The gold boys.
World Bank. That's what I'm saying.
So let's take it there. Okay, do you think you know? I have it as you know I don't know that much, man. You know, just like, you know, kind of, you know, what I've researched personally and whatever, you know, mostly like occult random shit on the outskirts of shit. You're way neck deep into it. You're a fucking Gnostic over here. So. How deep would you say that, you know, this has gone? Like, this kind of propaganda has been perpetuated? Are we talking like it's been same lineage, the same?
Yeah, I'm saying it's been going
kind of
on
families.
since, like, you know, before the 14th, thousands of years.
Like China.
The Church of JC isn't the Church of Julius Caesar. Isn't the Church of Jesus Christ. It's the Church of Julius Caesar. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. So you think
it goes back to Rome. It goes all the way back to Rome.
So you think that's when the propaganda and the marriage, the church, military-industrial complex machine started.
Yes.
Is Rome.
Yes.
So we'll take it from there. And
it's just that's where it started, because they created Christianity to oppress
Christianity.
God damn it!
These Romans created the Christianity to sell it back
it's
to
a Roman cult. It's the Roman cult of Christianity. The Bible is a fucking allegory, bro. It's symbolism.
About the stars, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's astrological. People can't get past that.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of old, you know, Jewish texts that have been, you know,
manipulated and twisted.
And then a bunch of dudes later on in life, after they wrote the New Testament after, and they were like, they just wrote a bunch of fucking stories and said it was, you know, fact, the word of God.
Yeah.
And people believe this as fact.
And don't they, even in India, they have like the Bhagavad Gita or whatever, that whole Hindu fucking shit. It's used in the same sense where they use the caste system in India.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So then you have the Untouchables.
Yes.
And they are automatically a lineage of, they have their system set up. Yeah,
bloodline. It's a bloodline
in all directions.
Yes.
Not just, that's really figuring out your fucking, you know, population control and shit like that. And, you know, that's
there's
wild.
only like 4 or 5 Vatican bloodlines, and then there's like, you know, 6 or 7 other royal bloodlines that really control the whole world. I don't know them all, but that's just
You don't know them personally?
I don't even know the names. I know some of them, obviously, like the Rothschilds and the the Queen, you know what I'm saying? I forget her name, the Windsor, whatever the fucks, but they used to be the
The Windsor, whatever the fuck, Goldfish, Goldberg conglomerate.
Gother Coburg or something. They were Germans. They have a German name.
The Rothschilds.
And then there's you know, the Medici, obviously, and all these other Italian families that just have had their hands in everything for eons.
They've been holding all the spaghetti, and before spaghetti was spaghetti.
They got all the monies.
And now, a word from our sponsor.
You can take some time.
You can relax your mind.
Come and unwind here at Giles Wine. Hi, I'm Tobias Hardworthy.
And I'm Guy Winters.
And you can come down anytime and unwind and relax your mind here at Giles Wine.
Take a sip of our exclusive Ig Biggie Riggabee and fucking humble rope and scoop.
Here at Giles Wine, we have the finest selection of Stuber Rubel and Hubertigina from Russia and Prussia and your mother. You can take some time, you can relax your mind, come and unwind here at Giles Wine. Right?
Yeah.
Yo, have you heard about this shit, this air quality warning that was issued yesterday?
No, I had not.
There was an air quality warning issued for Boston and Plymouth. Let's take a look at that, actually. Because it was air quality.
Oh, man.
Air quality alert.
Oh,
Boston. Today. Okay, so today in Boston, 1 hour, 7 minutes ago, the EPA issued a warning. Oh, you want to sit on this? Are you coming? Are you in and out? You in and out?
No, I was ordering pizza. I'm starving. I wanted to
Okay.
get us some pizza.
Joe Buddy's getting us pizza.
I
He's
was
a cute
bomb
man.
pizza.
He's getting us
I
fed.
thought I would fucking get some.
Can we just stop? Keep swizzling coffees. That's all I'm hearing. I didn't even hear any.
Massachusetts.
I didn't even hear words when you guys were talking.
Don't you worry about
That's
my
all
box
I
of
heard.
chocolates, okay?
Yo,
Give me
lots of
something.
cocks of chocolates. Okay, so
I don't wanna hear
we're
about
talking
your
about.
chocolate cock.
All right,
The
so
air-
basically
the
we got it
air
covered.
quality one, I am interested in
We got it covered pretty much. The society's fucked,
So,
and
yeah,
we're
so it's just-
basically.
we're all fucked, and that's just what some of you follow
Yeah,
the
inherent
trends, some of us
quality.
pay
Exactly.
attention and catch some things. Most people are fucked because they're stupid.
can
And so they just
barely
follow the
attention.
loudest voice in the room, and
exactly.
so, attributing to
Listen,
that, I think that some people have been turned around, and it's a question of, is it just, the byproduct of, people being, money hungry and not giving a fuck, who gets left in the way, regardless of policy, and linking up and getting these powers by, being with people who have these crazy-ass ideals. I think it's somewhere in the middle, honestly, and that's why it's been so crazy. And I have a question for you, Nate, because you told me. I'm going to ask you this question after I tell you about this. We had a warning today issued, 1 hour ago from the EPA for people in Boston, Massachusetts, on, what's today? May 2nd, 2018. For the air quality in Boston, Massachusetts. It's unhealthy for sensitive groups. The health message is sensitive people reduce long or intense outdoor activities, take more breaks, schedule outdoor activities in the morning when the air quality is better. If you experience coughing or shortness of breath, take it easier. If you have asthma, keep quick relief medicine handy.
Jesus.
Now, okay, the reason why I'm bringing that up, well, obviously that's alarming, and
Shit scares me.
So tell me about this.
I thought Boston was okay.
Plymouth too apparently might have gotten one too. We got issued warnings last night. Vicky told me about it, and that's what I was gonna say earlier. Is because my girlfriend Vicky, she'd give a shit less, and it's the way most people should be about all this nonsense. Because at the end of the day, it's really like ants predicting their fate. In
Exactly.
regards to humans, if they're gonna squash them or not.
Yes.
Shit's
fact.
gonna happen or it's not.
Yeah.
You just live your life, try to be happy. But so her though, not giving a shit, asking, hey, you hear about this? I was like, yeah, I don't even know what that could be. It could be cloud seeding. It could be a million different things gone haywire. But then today,
Terrorists.
Terrorists.
Nate told me.
Terrorist.
Nah.
Nate told me about LA shenanigans. What do you want to be called on this thing?
Shit, man.
Skate
I don't even
Fredson.
know, man.
Skate Fredson, LA shenanigans.
Shit, whatever.
LA
Skate
shenanigans.
Manchego.
Call you whatever you want.
Yeah,
Call me
don't
whatever you
even-
want. Everyone
yeah,
calls me
shit,
50
it don't
anyway.
even-
So.
I call you 50.
Yeah,
but
Yeah,
I
so that's
don't
why
even-
I'm
don't
going
know.
with 50 funny names. That's what
Yeah.
I'm
You
going
want
with.
50?
My man.
Yeah.
And Joe
50.
Buddy.
I'm
And
Joe
Skate,
Buddy.
you'll be whatever.
Yeah,
Today
Skate.
is Skate.
Call
and
me whatever you like.
so, given that little warning that I just talked about, you talk about this patent that you told me about.
Alright, well, the thing is, I don't...
Is it airborne?
Here's the thing. I don't know if that's related, but I believe that nanochips could obviously be sprayed aerosol
Oh yeah.
through...
Oh yeah.
through what the patent is for these nanochips. It's called wetware they're called wetware nodes,
It's virtual reality PCP.
right? No.
Of course it is. It's all
Basically,
government.
it is.
It's
But
government tricks.
It's a
Dippies
patent
for your
that's
dippy.
been dug up. It recently
I need
got
some.
somebody dug
shit
up
off
this
of me
patent.
lean
Patents are
yesterday.
obviously public information, right?
Yeah.
Somebody dug up this patent that's from 2005. It's for these wetware nodes, and basically they want them in everything. It will globally track
Wait a
planes,
minute,
trains,
wetware
and
nodes?
auto
Nodes?
nodes. Wetware
And these are like
nodes.
nanobots?
Basically, they're
Which
like
are-
tiny microchip. The technology is broad. The patent is 1,000 pages deep. And that's just the patent from 2005. The paperwork started in 96.
96.
And was obviously finished in 2005. I forget the dude's name that holds the patent. I can find it probably in a second.
Okay, go for it. That's what's
Search
beautiful
away.
about this. You can
The
take your time.
interwebs, right?
Yeah, man.
However, the nodes, the technology is a grid that treats humans as basically as a vehicle or a car or anything else. Everything would be tracked via satellites or however they do it. You know.
So it would be
what I'm
like
saying?
low jacks,
Yes.
right? Or a car, and
Yes.
the technology is a low jack.
However,
We're
what they're
old,
trying
because
to
if
do
you don't know what a
is
low jack
they
is.
will literally be able
think they
to
still
take
use low jacks.
They
over.
still do it? Okay.
Oh yeah.
What's
You
up?
don't want your car to get stolen and not
The
know where it is.
technology supposedly will be able to take over. They talk about taking over function of your body. Like just like they could do a car, they could take over the function of any vehicle on any road. They could shut it down from, you know, a Big Brother. It's Big Brother technology. You know what I'm saying? There's some truck is out of control. It's about to cause a crash. They shut the thing down. Well, the technology is supposed to be able to translate for humans, where they could literally control you and then shut you off.
It's like that Batman comic I was reading. You guys remember the OMAC project?
It's just
where,
a
like,
patent?
He has the big eye in the sky, and then he's like got all the fucking.
It is like the OMAC.
The
It's
fucking
like
humans with the nanobots in them,
in them.
and then they fucking
they
land
turn into
dorm-
the yes.
Whoa! I wonder, and that came out in 2005. What if somebody
That's what I'm saying,
Like,
and the shit is
got
fucking
slipped
scary.
some fucking
Here we
acid,
go.
and it was like a wormwood type situation, and the
Oh, I heard
DC
about
writer
this other
came
shit, too.
home and fucking wrote the OMAC project, which is a dope fucking comic book, and it's about, like, you know, Batman basically creating the eye, monitoring system via satellite. It becomes fucking, he programs it with AI like a fool, and then it becomes self-aware,
AI is
has
always a
nanobots
bad
kind of
idea.
enacted like this, but what Nate's talking about is actual, and you can look it up. You know,
Yeah.
this is a fucking real patent.
It is. It
that,
exists. You know.
And that's
what
what's
I mean?
crazy about artwork. And I
You
know
gotta
you
dig
guys
through it,
and I-
a bunch of bullshit. You wade through a ton of shit, but then when you read what they're actually talking about, see, PFN and track system FAA upgrades for accountable remote and robotics control to stop unauthorized use of aircraft and to improve equipment management and public safety in transportation. Blah blah blah.
So it's like a stop
This
switch
in-
for planes, trains, and fucking automobiles, and
Yep.
apparently people too, which is pretty fucking crazy.
That's what I'm saying. Here we go.
Wow.
Grant abandoned.
You know what's wild that I just
This
read?
invention, a protected primary focal node. Whatever, I ain't gonna read all this bullshit, but it's fucking scary,
Read
man.
the fucking 3,000 page.
Yeah, read
Yeah,
the
right.
yourself if you want to read the.
Hey, man.
Yo, on futurism.com, though, I read recently this article about how China, which has insane monitoring equipment, that surveillance equipment, that most of it's been manufactured by us in the U.S. And not a lot of people know that. We're also like their little bitch whore that we have to keep on making money for. So, you know, everybody's got to stop worrying about
China is a global experiment for the shadow government or really for the one world government. They use all their spy technology there, and they oppress their people, and they're like, this is how we're going to do it. And they're literally watching you through every television screen, I guarantee it, because that technology is their fact. That is known as well, that they could, through plasma HD and all these LED TVs, they can, not only can they broadcast a picture, but they can see you through that motherfucker.
And you know what? This is really crazy.
That's why they have fiber optic cables and shit. They can look both ways.
You're gonna love this. Me and Nate, we've all known each other in this motherfucker for a long time. And me and Nate, we're actually talking about this the other day. Because we read this article. We both read the same article back in, I think it was 2008. That was
for those of us that fear the real dangers.
It was in Rolling Stone. Oh, go ahead, get it out.
Sorry, I
get it out.
To,
He's gonna get out. I can repeat.
He's like, for those of us that fear the real dangers in robotics and machine intelligence, and for planners and programmers, I am listing a quote I used earlier writings to the DOT. Blah blah blah. He's talking about human-machine interfacing to manage driver distraction, yada,
This
yada,
is in the
yada.
patent?
Yes. They're talking about, like, cyberization of humans.
Like augmenting humans. Yeah. And that's actually a normalized conversation that we have
That's
now.
Cool. I'd be about it to an extent.
It's going to happen. The singularity is already on its way.
Give me some robots that are not, like, connected to, like, the internet, and I'm with it. Give me robots in my... I'll take robotic parts on my body to help me, like, do things. Now, I want to have, like, a robot arm that's, like, strong and, like, robot knees that don't break.
Yo, definitely. And
give me shit like that. Give me that kind of stuff. Give me that type of
I want to see kids who don't have legs be able to fucking run and shit like that. That's like a real thing that you want. But
give me that. Yes. Not connected to the internet.
Fix somebody's spine.
And you know,
can't have like AI
Nate, this will blow both you guys' minds. There's a medication delivery system actually that exists now, and it's implanted. Check it out, Nate. It's in your body, right? Yes. And you administer medication through this like wireless medication dispensing system. And the reason why they have it is for mentally ill people. And here's the thing, like people on the podcast don't know. What was it?
So they So they like just have like a sack inside of it that's filled up, that's dispensed as it needs to be, or whatever.
It's
like
pretty
micro
much.
Doses
it's like
whatever.
A pill, I guess, that like goes in and attaches itself in some way to the lining of your stomach.
Fabrication methods.
Nate's just going for it. Go for it, dude.
Already. He's like, yo, I got this fucking
fabrication methods are provided.
He needs it.
It is.
Go for it.
No, he's got the new one.
Is it for the medication delivery system?
He was saying.
Oh hell yeah!
He's like, I got that one too.
Thank you. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go for it.
Dude, it said fabrication methods are provided for microchips that control both the rate and time of release of multiple chemical substance and allow for the release of a wide variety of molecules in either a continuous or pulsatile manner.
Pulsing.
Yeah.
Fucking pussy, you're peeing full of fucking drugs, and you don't.
They say they can use
this shit is fucking real as fucking
pulsatile.
It's real as your fucking ears are hurting right now.
As your pulsatile.
Dude, it's like talks about inkjet printing or spine coating methods, reservoirs injection,
and it's mostly because
non-polymer.
And it's for people who here's the thing, because you know what, I've met good people who are schizophrenic. I have friends schizophrenic who, if they don't take their medication consistently, and they do need some people do need medication, it can fuck up their life. You know, so that's why they do it.
I'm saying I have tinfoil on their head talking to aliens and shit.
Exactly.
They'll end up like Nate.
They'll end up like
one
Nate.
Step past Nate.
He's looking at me right now like, I know you, motherfucker.
Nate's like one step before those people. He's like almost to tinfoil on the head.
No, he's not.
He's got too much hair for tinfoil.
He destroyed his tinfoil hat a long time ago.
I smashed that thing to smithereens.
No, but no, honestly, man's educated, and
No, for sure.
wait a minute, does that
That's why I'm
fall
here.
in the line of the patent?
What's that?
The medication system I was just talking about?
No, it doesn't.
Okay, all right, I was
That's
gonna
a different
say-
one I found. I was just because I heard about that one. Then I started looking up microchips. Any microchips that go in humans.
So the crazy connection would be if you,
You
see
know.
they watch you, they see that you're not doing something
There's
right,
patents
then
out
they
there.
activate the medication that can just make you
Yep.
docile.
Dude, there's patents out there for chips that they wanna augment people's brains, bro. They wanna have you be able to download a book.
Yep.
Or fucking,
Yeah,
you don't read shit,
think
you
about
just
the
fucking
implications that would have for
cyberize.
education.
Did you say
cyber brain.
Regis is cyberized?
They want to cyberize.
Regis?
Philbin.
Is cyberized?
He's already cyberized.
Wait a
Why do you
minute.
think that man's still walking?
But they want
He does have.
cyber
Regis
brain.
has hollow eyes.
Regis is a dead man walking. He was a robot.
I
from
thought
the
he
start.
was dead.
Regis was a robot from the start. But you remember him never being young? Think
Huh?
about it. Do you remember Regis being
Regis,
young?
yeah, that is a good question.
Does
All these
anybody remember Regis
technologies
being
are
young?
like fantasies of the rich. You know what I'm saying?
It's true. No, because the common man isn't really. I mean,
We're
to
not
an
thought
extent.
about.
You think we
but
give a
those-
fuck about
things
microchip medicine?
Yeah, honestly, most
that.
of the people who
Come on,
do
get
have.
fucking real.
Good mate. Good old skate.
It's fucking true. Yo, but back to that surveillance shit, man. Me and Nate both read the same article back in the day, man. That was about.
Rolling
It was
Stone.
actually in, and this is. I'm gonna correlate two things here and tie it back to Stockholm society. Check it out. We're potheads.
Yeah.
But yo, but check it out. So
We're bringing it back.
Both
well into it.
tie it all together. So back in 2008, I believe it was, Rolling Stone, which I used to like, and now I've seen
Hey,
it go a certain
Rolling
way.
Stone's still pretty decent, alright? They gave me some love. Fuck all that.
It's
No,
all
Rolling Stone.
propaganda.
Shout out to Rolling Stone for
They
Mass
gave us
Cannabis
love.
Chef's.
Hell yeah. Oh yeah, that
that's
is
a
true.
website, but
They
yeah.
gave us love.
But at the other,
I don't care. Rolling Stone gave us love. They got love from me, yo.
yeah.
No hate
And
to Rolling Stone.
but so Rolling Stone put
not
out
all
this.
views of everybody here are shared
Not all-
by everybody.
Yeah, not all
okay?
views of the Hodgepodge Lodge podcast are shared
By everybody involved.
by
with the
everybody
lodge.
involved. Mass Cannabis Chefs loves Rolling Stone.
Yeah, we got much love for Rolling Stone.
Right on your Rolling
Come
Stone
fucking
bone.
eat dinner.
Right on the head of it. Mick Jagger.
Yeah, I love
Whatever.
Mick Jagger. It's my man. Yeah.
Mick Jagger owns
So-
them, I
The
heard.
ugliest
Yeah,
man
that's
that got
right.
the most-
Jan Wenner. What are you, Jan Wenner? Jan Wenner. Wiener. I don't know who it is. But anyways, so this article is all about this Chinese technology being developed, though. The surveillance technology was being developed in some place in Connecticut, I believe it was.
Yes.
And then they was sending it over to China. And they were talking exactly, I'm talking about a major publication before this shit has been ostracized by everybody else, like for talking about real life shit,
Yeah.
talking about filming through a television. This was published. And
Yeah.
the last thing that was said in it was what implications does this have for the United States? And then he said, "Stay tuned." And that almost pretty much says like we're gonna be watching 3 TVs because
Yeah.
also around that time was the end of the antenna, and you had to get the what were they,
Digital.
Nate? They were the
Digital fucking transmissions.
Yeah.
Everything went from analog to digital.
Yeah.
I remember when it happened because my dad was still on analog TV
Yeah.
and I was living with him at the time.
Yeah.
You had to get like a new.
You
could
had to
still
get a
have
new
like your
box
bunny ear
and
things,
new
but you had to get a
cables.
special
and
box.
they changed Verizon and all these people
Mhm, they all banded
nationwide
together.
changed all the lines from a regular braided cable to fiber optics.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing about a fiber optic is it is an optic. It shoots a fucking laser down a tube of glass, right?
My
It
brother's
can-
ex-wife used to make that shit.
You can
Whoa.
shoot images from both sides. That's the huge part of the technology. Not only is it crystal clear images, faster this, and blah, 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 better resolution, but you can look at from both ends. They can, not only can they broadcast an image, but they can receive an image. You know what I mean?
So it makes sense why everyone would have to
change.
It
It was required.
And this was something that was published in Rolling Stone in 2008. Now, I hadn't read Rolling Stone in years, and
LED technology too, and like they were talking about how the new age plasmas and flat screens They can't look at you through a cathode ray TV.
Yeah, 'cause it's just a fucking tube, right?
Exactly.
Just like broadcasting like light or whatever that pretty much in the glass that's in there makes it assemble.
Yeah,
the
it
image.
has a laser beam in the
shit.
back that shoots up and down and goes from
The
left
finger
to
gun
right.
motions, you guys can't see. No, that was more like a sawed off, like tiny.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, for the second one.
What
we have
caliber
to
was
have
that
video.
finger gun? You
Dude,
think?
that was
Gotta
a
have
12
video
gauge.
for the
Alright.
next one.
What?
Totally need video for the next one.
Yeah.
Gotta have like camera set up or something.
I like just the sound.
Yeah, but
Let's
you'll
have a
get
vote.
You'll
We'll
get
put up the
way
first
more
one.
You'll get way more buzz on it.
The only
video.
podcast I listen to is sound.
But a lot of people will. I feel like you get more listeners when there's a visual there.
We're ugly. Well, I'm ugly.
Yeah, we're all ugly fucks, but that don't
Yeah.
matter. I feel like people are more inclined.
Let's
to
put
watch.
it. We'll put up
watch
this
us
one.
smoking weed.
Let me
Yeah,
bring it
yeah,
back
yeah,
though. All
yeah,
right. So
yeah.
all right. What the fuck were we talking about? Rolling Stone. Okay,
Rolling
I'm reading
Stone.
Rolling Stone
Remember how
recently.
much you hate Rolling Stone?
I fucking hate Rolling Stone. I used to love Rolling Stone. Hunter S. Thompson, one of the greatest. Fucking, he killed himself for a fucking reason.
Rolling Stone.
You know, that's where he got his. He actually got his start in Sports Illustrated.
Yeah,
but he
was a
he
sports
did that. Yeah, he
columnist.
was, and then he fucking realized like the bread and circus dog and pony show that it all is, and just started
Yeah.
dropping acid and fucking having fun.
Yeah.
You know, but anyways,
He went and
we'll do a
lived
Hunter
his
S.
life.
Thompson
Supposedly,
fucking.
he directed or filmed a what the hell are the movies we
Film
killed someone?
porn. Oh,
A
snuff film?
snuff film?
Snuff film.
I have heard
Hunter
that.
S. Thompson.
Okay,
Oh, of
and
course
this
he-
will get
I believe he
involved
was
in
there.
this.
I believe he was there.
Okay,
Stan-
so
I don't know if he filmed it himself, but I believe he would be there.
did you say Stan Lee?
Stanley Kubrick.
Oh, I was gonna say Stan Lee
Stan
and
Lee
Hunter S.
was there,
Thompson in a
man.
snuff film.
Illustrating
No.
Holy shit!
No.
But it was
That
deathbed
would be
confession
the wow.
ever.
And
I wanna
Stanley
hear
Kubrick,
Stanley say that.
the
And
director.
Stanley Kubrick directed
Holy
it. Yes.
fuck, man! I just came a little
Bro, me
soft.
too.
Soft
Soft cum.
My urethra is destroyed. But
It's
anyways,
the most painful thing on the
soft
planet.
cum.
Let me tell you.
Soft cum.
But yeah, it's
But anyway, so Rolling Stone, I'm reading it, and I see it's like this article on Pizzagate, right? And it says the examination of a fake news scandal. Now, I read some of the Podesta emails. Again,
Yeah.
I'm not going to front like I'm like a fucking political scientist here, but I did read, because I was into like the history back in the day of Elizabeth Bathory.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
what I
Oh,
mean?
yeah.
Which
Oh,
is
I know a
very,
little bit
you know,
about-
it's
I
kind
know
of similar
Bathory.
in that, you know, royalty just fucking killing children.
virgins,
killing
babies.
virgins.
She used to
yeah.
bathe in the blood of virgins.
Exactly.
She had a fucking
So-
torture room in her basement.
I feel like it's not a
That bitch
far
was
cry
crazy.
that these people like.
Much
There's
love
a
to
few.
Elizabeth Bathory.
There's a hail,
Holler at me.
hail Elizabeth Bathory and the Astro Plane. Let's all have an orgy or some
Yeah,
shit.
holler at me. Let's do this.
But yo, for real. So in Rolling Stone, it was because I was looking because I even liked Matt Taibbi, the guy who used to write a lot. He wrote a lot of articles about the war and
Yeah.
shit. Anyways, I like a lot of the writers, but I'm reading this and it seems like it's just some like leftist kind of shit. Like, cause I don't give a fuck. I'm like, I really, if you ever wanted to meet somebody who does not give a fuck, like in the middle of the political field,
Yeah.
I'm like Switzerland, you can
Me
come
too.
talk to me, I don't give
Yeah,
a fuck.
yeah.
You know, but it looked to me like this identity politics left field, because it was like,
It is.
oh, these people were perpetuating the Podesta emails, which talked about different supposed child porn code words, and that was it, and then just glazed over it, and that's literally the entire basis of the whole fucking thing, right?
Yeah.
Am I tripping? Or is that like, that's literally, and they were just dancing around what they were talking about in the article was about they were examining all the Facebook users that were spreading it and hashtagging it the most,
Yeah.
but not the source material
Yeah.
that was the
emails.
The point of it all.
And the real meat, the bulk of it.
Yeah. So I'm sitting there thinking like, yo, how did Illuminati publish Rolling Stone story
No.
every time? No, but for real, how did they like get the jump on this crazy technology story back in 2008, right? And literally just kind of, that goes back to what Nate was
they
saying
got to
earlier
get
about
reeled
that.
in. Now
Yes, it's that Hollywood induction.
They've cracked down on them real hard. They're like, hey man, listen, you're either riding with us. Dave Chappelle bouncing to Africa was one of those signs. He was telling you, hey man, these dudes
run the
world. And they
want him to go into a dress,
exactly.
right? Wasn't that the big thing?
And something
and a few other things.
But
Yeah.
I've heard about like black actors.
And it's true if you think about it, like you know,
they force them to do some sort of like
vaudeville,
like,
demeaning shit.
Think about
Symbolism of keeping black men down and shit like
Big dude
that.
had to do the fuck. What's his name?
And I'm not a.
I almost said Michael Vick.
Christian.
Not Michael Vick.
But yeah, fucking.
The guy who would never be
Green
Michael
Mile.
Vick.
Yeah.
Green Mile. Who
We're
did the
fucking
fucking
assholes.
I forget his
Michael
name.
fucking tall man.
Yeah, I forget his name. Sorry, but you know what I'm talking about. Green
But
Mile.
it's
Hold on,
all,
we're not gonna
it's
butcher
all,
this man's
their
name.
ideals are all satanic values.
But they hit him with that fucking movie where he was like the cross-dresser or whatever, you know what I mean? He was like the gay cross-dresser. Like that was like good
They
movie
want
nonetheless.
everyone to just fucking stay distracted, not focus on the key facts, stay in a
Michael Clarke Duncan.
There we go.
What the fuck were we
Clarke
saying?
and Duncan.
I have
You
no
said Michael
idea.
Vick. I said
Michael Vick. I'm sorry,
I knew
Nate.
it
I
was
just I couldn't let Mike.
like,
I can't let Mike Clarke Duncan go
get
out
me
like that.
down.
The man's fucking dead, so we're not doing
Is he
that.
really?
I hope he is, because I don't hope that he is.
I hope he is.
Sorry, Michael Clarke
What
Duncan.
an evil
If
prick.
you ever hear this thing.
We're over here talking about Luciferian craziness, and he's like, yeah, I
You know,
hope he's dead.
The church.
What a prick.
I only hope that he's dead because I just said that he is.
The thing is, you just have to look at their values and ideals, the Church of Satan and, Luciferian
Which
ideals.
Church of Satan? Are you talking about
I mean,
he did
ideological
die in
Church of Satan, or are you talking about...
LaVey and...
Okay, LaVey and Satanism is different.
Yeah,
we
of course.
We were just talking about that.
Yeah.
I feel like
I missed that,
LaVey and
I
Satanism.
semi-relate to...
I totally...
I love that
definitely...
shit. Don't even get it
Put the
twisted. I love
mysticism
that
shit
shit.
aside that goes
I'm
along
saying,
with it. The
that's
core
the
values, core values, just right there.
That's
you know,
what-
that's the LaVey Satanism that I believe in.
Yes.
Everything else, fuck the rest of that shit.
Yeah.
I don't believe in none of that kind of like mystical, magical,
He
whatever.
only used
voodoo
the
shit.
aesthetic as a
But,
way, as the focal point of the will.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, he would talk about the complete hypocrisy and seeing firsthand of Christianity. So he would never say that this dogma is fact. Like we're talking about a fucking hairy horned beast right now. We're talking about imagery.
The Pope is the Antichrist.
Totally. That's the real.
The most
oh my
satanic
God,
and
yes.
Luciferian organization that exists is the Catholic Church. And I know, or Christian, whatever you want to call it, you all think a lot of people are gonna fucking be pissed at me for saying that, but it's the goddamn truth. And you fucking blindly follow a bunch of fucking liars.
Yep.
Look at the popes and look at the Crusades. Pope Boniface. These motherfuckers were condemned
Fucking
to the depths of
Boniface.
hell.
Yep.
By people, literally condemned to the bowels of hell. And Boniface, man, he was the first one in 1400 something. He did this papal bull where they do their sorcery and black magic. They write a papal bull and then they burn it in this fucking thing and they set their intention and they do their black magic and their fucking sorcery. And he claimed dominion over all the souls on earth. And then
everybody ran and paid.
Next, they did another one. They claimed
to the
dominion over all the land
10%
and everything in it. And then they
before
made a
taxes.
trust. It's a Sistwi KV trust. It's a they own the world, they own your soul, and they fucking everything in it. And they run that trust. They sat up there, their coffers were full with all the fucking gold, and they said, what can we do next? We're gonna claim dominion to everyone. You can look the shit up, you know what I mean? It's real deal.
What was the name of that? So people could look
Boniface. Pope Boniface in 1407, I think. It's I forget the name of
We
the
are
thing.
historians.
Yeah, that's one thing.
God damn it. Just look up papal bulls and look up the old ones from the 1400s. They'll fucking blow your mind.
So
Because when you really boil it down, they're going to give it to you in such a nice way, like, you know what I mean? But when you boil it down, they're claiming dominion over everything and saying it's theirs. And then it all rolls downhill from there. You know, the Illuminati is the Catholic Church, is the Jesuits, is the Rothschilds, they're all the fucking same. They're all doing the same thing. They're all fucking kids and fucking covering it up and doing more drugs than us.
So, do you think, you're talking about, technology and everything, how much do you think is this actually humans, and how much do you think is it just bots? Like, it just, like Twitter bots, fake Facebook profiles? Because that's what I've been thinking about a lot recently, because that's what is,
on like
a lot of
Pizzagate,
studies
things like that, or shit like that.
to sway elections, to sway polls, to sway everything,
Well, it's a lot of, that's how they discredit these things. Like Pizzagate, there might have actually been some validity to this, but they make it seem so foolish. Like, sure, Hillary Clinton and the Democrats are literally fucking kids and smuggling them on planes to these islands.
You could see her like scissoring with Rosie O'Donnell, but you can't see her like fisting a 6-year-old.
That's
the problem.
Exactly.
But
the thing is, they probably do that shit. That
No,
is
they
the
probably do.
reality of the
I think it's kind of funny
situation.
that money brings in a pizza, as they say, Pizzagate.
I know, but that's the reality of the
Pizzagating it up.
situation, and then they make
It's
it look
true.
foolish. Oh,
I'm here for the gate.
it's like, it's like child slaves on Mars.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
You've listening to Stoners Saying Things. You can catch us the 13th of every month on YouTube/Stoners Saying Things, SoundCloud/Stoners Saying Things, and Podbean/Stoners Saying Things. And if you want to check out some of our extracurricular activities, you can check out my group Weird Die Young at YouTube/Weird Die Young, or buy some of my music at weirdDieYoung.bandcamp.com. You can also check out some of Joe Buddy's extracurricular activities at masscannabischefs.com. Follow him over on Instagram at mass_cannabis_chefs, and maybe stalk him at Twitter at masscannachefs.